Junie B. Jones and Some Sneaky Peeky Spying. Written by Barbara Park. Chapter 7. Sour Grapes. Principal called Mrs. to come to his office. Only I didn't even know he was going to do that sneaky thing. That's how come I had to pull my skirt way over my head, or else Mrs. would see me there, and she would know I tattletaled on her. "Don't do that," said Principal. "Yeah, only I'm allowed," I said from underneath my skirt, "'cause I have on my new red tights, and also boxer shorts." After that, Principal went out of his office, and I heard my teacher's voice outside the door. Then I quick got down from my big wood chair, and I hid it under Principal's giant desk, 'cause I was scared of what was going to happen, that's why. I stayed quiet for lots of minutes. Then I heard feet come back in the office, and so I made my breath very quiet. Junie B. Jones," said Principal. "She might be hiding," said Mrs. "She's good at that, you know." And so, just then, I had to think of something very quick, or else they might come looking for me, I think. "Yeah, only Junie B. Jones isn't hiding," I said in a scary voice. "Junie B. Jones had to go home, only don't call her mother, or else she will get mad at you and crack your head open." After that, feet walked real fast around the desk. It was Principal. "Come out of there right now, young lady," he said. I peeked my eyes at him. "Shoot," I said very quiet. Then I had to sit in the big wood chair again, and Mrs. sat down next to me, except for I didn't look at her, or else she might be making a fist at me. "Good afternoon, Junie B," she said in a nice voice. I did a gulp. "I think you and I need to have a little talk," she said. Then my eyes got a teeny bit of wet in them, 'cause a little talk means I'm gonna get yelled at. "Yeah, only I tried not to tattletale on you," I said very quick, "'cause I didn't want you to go to jail for stealing grapes, and so I kept it a secret inside my head, and I didn't talk, and Grandma Miller thought a dead cat got my tongue. Only today Lucille said my head was gonna blow, and so that's how come I ran to the nurse for a Band-Aid, and she took me to Principal, and then my secret accidentally slipped out of my lips." Mrs. dried my eyes with a tissue. "It's okay, Junie B," she said. "I'm not angry at you. I just need to know what you saw me do at the grocery store. Can you tell me what you saw?" Then she said the word exactly. I made my voice very whispering. "I exactly saw you eat grapes," I told her. "Except for you didn't pay the store man for them. You just put them in your mouth and ate them. And that is called the word of stealing, I think." After that, I hid my head under my skirt again. "You don't have to hide, Junie B," said Mrs. "I'm the one who should be hiding. I'm the one who took the grapes." I peeked my eyes over my skirt at her. Then Mrs. did a little smile, and she explained all about what happened. "2 weeks ago I bought some grapes at the grocery store," she said. "But when I got them home I discovered they were so sour no one in my family would eat them. So this week, when my husband and I went back to the store, I thought I'd be smart and taste a couple of grapes before I bought them." I raised my eyebrows. "Is that the rules?" I asked, very quiet. Mrs. shook her head. "No," she said. "That's not the rules. I should have told the grocery man about my sour grapes, and then I should have asked him if I could sample one or two. But I didn't do that. And it was right of you to worry when you saw me eating them without paying for them." "It was?" I asked. Mrs. smiled again. "Of course it was," she said. "It shows you know right from wrong. And it also shows that teachers make mistakes, just like everybody else. Teachers aren't perfect, Junie B. No one is perfect." After that, I felt relief in me. 'Cause of no more secret, that's why. "Yeah, and guess what else I saw?" I said, very happy. "I saw you and your strange man do a big smoochy kiss, and it was right in front of the whole entire everybody. Only you didn't even know I was spying on you, 'cause I'm not actually allowed to do that sneaky thing. Only my mother never even found it out." I smiled, very proud of myself. Except for Mrs. didn't smile back. 'Cause guess why? Another secret just slipped out. That's why. Chapter 8. Grandparents' Day. Mrs. went back to room 9. That's because the bell rang to start kindergarten, of course. Only Principal didn't let me go, too. He said to stay in my wood chair. Then he called Mother on the telephone, and he told her all about the grocery store, and also about my sneaky peeky spying. Principal is a squealer. After that, Mother said she wanted to talk to me. Only when I said hi, she didn't even say hi back. She said she wasn't very happy with me, Missy, and no more spying means no more spying, and we would talk about this after her work. Then Mother said she never wants to get any more phone calls from Principal. Did I understand? Did I? I looked at Principal. Mother says not to call her anymore, I told him. Then Mother did a loud groan in the phone. Except I don't know why. After that, me and her hanged up, and Principal said I could go to room 9, and so I run there speedy quick. Only too bad for me, 'cause I got there too late to sing "My Country 'Tis Thee, Sweet Land of Liver Free," which is my favorite flag song. And so I just had to sit down at my table, and that's all. I showed Lucille my Band-Aid. "See? My head's not blowed up," I said, very happy. "Too bad," said a mean boy named Jim. I made a fist at him. Then me and him got into a scuffle. Scuffle is the school word for I accidentally tore his shirt. Only guess what? I didn't even get in trouble. 'Cause just then the grandparents came to room 9 for Grandparents' Day. "Hey, there's mine, I hollered, very excited. "Mine is the grandpa with the baldy head." "Mine too," said a girl named Charlotte. "Mine too," said my boyfriend named Ricardo. Then a grandma with blonde hair came in, and she had on long red fingernails and dangling earrings with jewels on them. "That's my Nana," said Lucille. I smiled at her. "Your Nana looks like a money bags, Lucille," I said. After that, another grandma came in, and she ran over to that Jim I hate, and she tried to hug him very tight. Only that mean Jim just kept on standing there, and he didn't even hug her back. I tapped on her. "I will hug you," I said. And so then me and her hugged real tight. "I hate your grand boy," I said, very sweet. Just then Mrs. clapped her loud hands together, and she made the grandparents sit down in the back of the room, Then the children talked all about what we do in room 9. "It is fun here," said my bestest friend, that Grace. "We learn to count, and to read, and to wash our hands after we go to the bathroom." "And we learn recess and snacks and art," said Ricardo. "Art is my favorite," I called out. "Only my art didn't get hanged up, 'cause I painted a horse, and his head turned out like a fat wiener sausage, and so I had to tear it up and stomp on it with my shoes." Then that mean Jim did a cuckoo sign at me. And it was right in front of the whole entire grandparents. "Yeah, only everybody makes mistakes," I said. "Right, Mrs., right? 'Cause on Saturday you kissed a strange man at the grocery store, and then you stole a bunch of grapes, and so even teachers make mistakes, right?" Mrs.'s face went funny. Then her skin turned the color of reddish, and her voice couldn't say any words. "How come you're not talking, Mrs.?" I hollered out. "Does the dead cat get your tongue?" Just then Grandma Miller made a loud laugh in the back of the room. Then I heard my grandpa laugh too. And pretty soon lots of other grandparents were laughing and laughing. "Hey, it sounds happy in this place," I hollered. After that, Mrs. didn't look so reddish anymore. Then we got out the refreshments, and Grandma Miller helped me put my cookies on a plate. Mrs. made an announcement to room 9, and she said only 2 cookies apiece for the children. Except for I ate 4 delicious chocolate ones, and nobody even saw me. Only that's not called stealing. That's called extras. After the refreshments, the grandparents had to go home to their houses, and so I hugged my grandma and grandpa very much. And then I hugged that mean Jim's grandma too. And also Lucille's moneybags Nana. "Love your earrings," I said. Then Mrs. saw me being polite, and she smiled very nice at me. Mrs. has white teeth. They are just like Grandpa Miller's teeth, only hers don't come out, I think. Except for I'm not sure positive. And so guess what? I still wish I could hide in her hamper. That's what.